everyone. I'm Legacy, and welcome to my channel. Today, I invite you to slow down, not just for a few seconds, but truly slow down. Take a gentle breath in and let it go. In this episode, we begin a longer journey together, a journey through one of the most beautiful and meaningful seasons of the year, spring. Spring is not just a season marked on a calendar, it is a feeling. It is a quiet shift in the air. It is the moment when the world begins to wake up after a long and silent winter. So wherever you are right now, whether you are sitting at home, walking outside, or listening quietly with your eyes closed, allow yourself to be here. Allow yourself to enter spring. Spring is the season that arrives after winter and before summer. It usually begins in March and gently carries us forward until June. But spring does not arrive suddenly. It does not announce itself with noise. It does not demand attention. Instead, it arrives softly, almost shyly. At first, we may not even realize it is here. A slightly warmer morning, a softer breeze in the afternoon, a touch of sunlight that feels different on the skin. These small signs often pass unnoticed, but slowly, day by day, something begins to change. And before we realize it, the season has turned. Spring teaches us something important right from the beginning, that real change does not always come dramatically. Sometimes it arrives quietly. Winter often leaves the world feeling still. Trees stand bare, the air feels heavy, days are short and quiet. During winter, nature rests, and in many ways, so do we. But spring signals the end of that rest, not abruptly, not forcefully, but gently. The cold begins to loosen its grip. The ground softens. Life stirs beneath the surface. Spring is a reminder that rest is not the end of growth, it is part of it.
As spring begins, the weather slowly starts to change. The sharp cold of winter fades. The air becomes milder. The wind feels softer. There are days when the sun feels warm again. Not hot, just warm enough to remind us of comfort. On these days, people linger outside a little longer. They pause in the sunlight. They lift their faces toward the sky. Spring invites us back into the world. Nature responds immediately. Trees that once stood empty and bare begin to show signs of life. At first, tiny buds appear on branches, so small that we might miss them if we are not paying attention. But those buds carry promise. Inside them, new leaves are waiting. New growth is already prepared, even before we can see it. Spring reminds us that growth often begins invisibly. The earth itself seems to breathe again. Soil that was hard and frozen becomes soft and welcoming. Grass slowly returns to fields and parks. The ground takes on a richer color. Spring is the season when the world feels alive again. Not rushed, not overwhelming, just alive. One of the most noticeable changes in spring is the light. The days grow longer. The sun rises earlier in the morning and sets later in the evening. Darkness slowly gives way to light. At first, the difference is subtle, but soon we notice it. There's more daylight, more brightness, and somehow more time. Light has a powerful effect on us. It influences our mood, our energy, our sense of possibility. After months of short, dark days, spring light feels like relief. It feels like hope. Sunlight spills into rooms that were once dim. It touches walls, floors, and faces. Spring light does not rush us. It feels gentle, supportive, almost as if it is saying, "It's okay to wake up now." With longer days, our rhythms begin to change. We wake up a little earlier, we feel less tired in the evenings, we notice the sky more often. We step outside and feel drawn to stay there. Spring gives us time, not more hours on the clock, but more moments that feel open.
There is something deeply calming about spring light. It does not demand productivity. It does not pressure us to act. It simply exists. And in its presence, we often feel calmer ourselves. Spring teaches us that sometimes just being is enough. As the season continues, the world becomes more colorful. After months of gray and muted tones, color returns. At first, it appears quietly, a hint of green, a soft yellow, a pale pink. Then, more boldly, spring does not hold back its beauty. Flowers are among the first to truly announce spring. They bloom in gardens, parks, and unexpected places, along sidewalks, near fences, in small patches of soil where we least expect them. Flowers feel like a celebration, a reminder that life continues. Cherry blossoms are often the most breathtaking. Their petals open slowly, revealing soft shades of pink and white. When sunlight passes through them, they seem to glow. Walking beneath blooming trees can feel almost unreal. Petals fall gently to the ground, covering paths like soft blankets. There is something deeply calming about spring light. It does not demand productivity. It does not pressure us to act. It simply exists. And in its presence, we often feel calmer ourselves. Spring teaches us that sometimes just being is enough. As the season continues, the world becomes more colorful. After months of gray and muted tones, color returns. At first, it appears quietly, a hint of green, a soft yellow, a pale pink. Then, more boldly, spring does not hold back its beauty. Flowers are among the first to truly announce spring. They bloom in gardens, parks, and unexpected places, along sidewalks, near fences, in small patches of soil where we least expect them. Flowers feel like a celebration, a reminder that life continues. Cherry blossoms are often the most breathtaking. Their petals open slowly, revealing soft shades of pink and white. When sunlight passes through them, they seem to glow. Walking beneath blooming trees can feel almost unreal. Petals fall gently to the ground, covering paths like soft blankets. Spring teaches us that beauty does not need to last forever to be meaningful. Other flowers soon follow. Daffodils rise proudly from the soil, their yellow faces bright and cheerful. Tulips bloom in rich reds, deep purples, and warm oranges. Each flower brings its own presence. Each one adds to the story of spring. What makes flowers special is not just their appearance. It is the way they bloom. They do not rush. They do not compete. They open when they are ready. Spring reminds us that we are allowed to grow the same way, at our own pace. As flowers bloom, the air begins to change. There is a softness to it, a freshness. Sometimes we catch the faint scent of blossoms carried by the breeze. Other times, the smell of earth after rain. Spring engages all of our senses. It asks us to notice. Sound changes in spring as well. Birds return from their winter journeys. They fill the air with song. At first, their calls are gentle. Early in the morning, before the world fully wakes, their voices rise quietly. As the sun climbs higher, the songs grow stronger. Bird song feels like nature's music, not loud, not demanding, just present. Each bird sings in its own way. Together, they create a living symphony. Spring reminds us that life is not silent. Even when we are still, the world continues to move. We often hear birds without truly listening. But when we pause and pay attention, their songs feel calming, grounding. They remind us that peace is often found in simple things. As spring unfolds, rain becomes a frequent visitor. Gentle showers pass through landscapes, sometimes unexpected. Rain may interrupt our plans. It may slow us down, but rain is essential. Spring rain nourishes the earth. It feeds roots hidden beneath the soil. It helps flowers grow. It makes trees greener. After rain, everything feels renewed. The air smells clean. But when we pause and pay attention, their songs feel calming, grounding. They remind us that peace is often found in simple things. As spring unfolds, rain becomes a frequent visitor. Gentle showers pass through landscapes, sometimes unexpected. Rain may interrupt our plans. It may slow us down, but rain is essential. Spring rain nourishes the earth. It feeds roots hidden beneath the soil. It helps flowers grow. It makes trees greener. After rain, everything feels renewed. The air smells clean. The world feels refreshed. Spring rain teaches us that growth often comes quietly, without recognition. As the weather warms, people begin to spend more time outside. They walk more. They sit in parks. They open windows. Spring draws us outward. It invites connection with nature and with ourselves. Spring is also a season of beginnings. People start new routines, new habits, new projects, not because they must, but because they feel ready. Spring creates space for fresh starts. There is a softness to spring that makes change feel possible, not overwhelming, not forced, just possible. As we come to the end of this first part, take a moment to reflect. Notice how spring unfolds slowly, gently, patiently. Notice how it does not rush, but still transforms the world. Spring reminds us that growth does not need to be loud to be powerful. In the next part of this series, we will continue deeper into spring. We will explore nature as it comes fully alive, the richness of color, the movement, the deeper rhythms of the season. For now, allow yourself to rest in this moment. Spring has begun, and this is only the beginning. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for listening, for slowing down, for being present. If you enjoyed this series, please subscribe to the channel and share it with someone you care about. Until next time, step outside when you can. Breathe deeply, move gently, and let spring continue to inspire you.